Looking back, for the past 16 years, Tzu Chi has been steadily expanding its charity scope in Malaysia, taking the sick and poor under its wing. Many of the care recipients who came to the performance publicly acknowledged Tzu Chi's support. For example, Xie Tianlai has been receiving free treatments in one of Tzu Chi's 3 dialysis centers in Malaysia. And young burn victim Meo Hui Kil from Myanmar also took the stage to give his thanks to Tzu Chi for helping him through his recovery. We bring you their touching testimonies in our next story.
In the video, Xie Tianlai's eyes reddened with emotion. Having no money for dialysis treatment once drove him to the point of desperation.
If Tzu Chi hadn't helped me, I wouldn't be here because I would have jumped off a bridge.
Xie found hope at Tzu Chi's dialysis center where free treatments are administered. The former hoodlum is now a volunteer who joined the musical and took the 108-day vegetarian pledge with the entire cast. Burmese volunteers are also here with a young care recipient. Standing on the stage with an elastic mask, Meo Wai Kel from Myanmar almost lost his eyesight and hearing to an oil lamp accident. He was fortunate because Tzu Chi volunteers took him to the hospital in time.
师姑师伯，等会我们要用您的掌声给他200分的自信心，好吗？哇哦！ 好可爱哦！他其实这个已经恢复的差不多了。
我发愿，我要救奇迹人，我也希望大家一起救奇迹人。
Meo Wai Kel's personal story is an inspiration to young and old alike.
He is very poor. In comparison, I'm very fortunate.
The two stories tell us that nothing is impossible. Looks are not important. Don't be discouraged by people who judge you by your looks.
The testimonies of love not only moved the 10,000 or so participants, but also empowered them to exercise their goodwill and contribute to humanity.
Tzu Chi Malaysia's large-scale year-end blessing ceremony welcomed more than 20,000 people over the 2 sessions. The climax of the event was the dramatization of the Buddhist scripture, the Sutra of Innumerable Meanings, which was transcribed and compiled more than 2,000 years ago. Many local newspapers made the Tzu Chi event, and especially the performance, their top story.
The Sutra of Innumerable Meanings comes to life through sign language, mime, and music. This modern-day interpretation of the Buddha's Sutra is a work of art created by 1,108 volunteers unified in action. The musical caused a stir among the audience and local newspapers alike.
People toil and suffer in this world. I feel very blessed.
It was very impressive. The performers marched in 4 different directions but did exactly the same thing. The overall effect was very moving.
The musical powerfully moved the audience and sparked broader interest in Tzu Chi, evident in the increased number of visitors to the local Jinsi Hall after the show. The 1,000-strong performance succeeded in helping people get in touch with their inner angels.
When Typhoon Moraca hit Taiwan on August 8th, Shaolin Village in Jiaxian Township of Kaohsiung County was almost completely buried under a landslide. Most of the survivors decided to move out of the area. However, some of the remaining residents who wished to live in the Shanling Dai community visited the construction site on the weekend. They were impressed by what they saw.
As residents of Xiaoling Village in Jiaxian Township walk into Sanling DaAi community, they felt heartwarmed by the friendly greetings from Tzu Chi volunteers.
The houses you see are now mid-sized with 2 stories and approximately 92 square meters each. This is 2 houses facing back to back.
With both excitement and concern, the Xiaoling residents visited DaAi Village for the first time. They're particularly moved when they realized that the layout of the house has been thoughtfully designed.
Master Zheng Yan was hoping for a natural ventilation system that circulates and ambient lighting. That's why we built the windows higher.
It's very good, much better and bigger than I expected.
The residents of Xiaoling Village can hardly believe that Tzu Chi is bringing back everything they lost in the disaster. They say they cannot wait to become part of DaAi Village.
In the previous episode of our Asian Tsunami 5th Anniversary series, we mentioned that Tzu Chi built 3 DaAi villages, housing over 2,500 families in Aceh. We also talked about how the tsunami inadvertently brought peace to this once violent Indonesian province. Today, in our 6th installment of the series, we continue to look at how residents of DaAi villages are recovering and enjoying peace.
Mulabo DaAi Village is the 3rd settlement that Tzu Chi built in post-tsunami Aceh. Most of the residents are low-income fishermen or laborers. The Asian tsunami in 2004 only made life more difficult. Lily Shania gets up at 3 in the morning and begins making food. At 7:30 in the morning, she is ready by the entrance of the school in the DaAi village, selling snacks to students. The income barely covers her utility and living expense. Amir Ludin is Lily Shania's husband. Both of his hands were amputated in a construction accident last year. Now he has to develop a new set of skills just to live. Though the couple have had a hard life, they are glad that they at least live in the DaAi village. Tzu Chi did not just leave after the completion of construction. Volunteer Chen Jinfu has been on site since the first day and remains still to help the residents with their lives. Amir Ludin got prosthetic hands through Tzu Chi with Chen Jinfu's help. The new hands not only restore Amir Ludin's confidence, but his independence as well. He can run a convenience store not far away from home or by himself without problems.
Things are very different with these new hands from Tzu Chi. I don't feel ashamed so much now when I go to the market. Life is better now.
In Banda Aceh, Shanswak and his family live in Pandarik DaAi village, the first that Tzu Chi has built.
There are people from the Free Aceh movement living here, and there are also people from the Indonesian army here, but we all get along. It's not like the past, where we wouldn't live together. We would be armed, and so would they. Now we respect each other and live as neighbors.
There are plenty of trees and flowers in Shanswak's garden. He planted them all himself and sells them for a living. An hour and a half car ride away from Banda Aceh, Shanswak has been cultivating this 500 hectares of land with his war buddies for 3 years. Together, they once fought for the independence of Aceh as guerrillas in the Free Aceh movement. Now holding shovels and picks in their hands instead of guns and grenades, they are finally living the peaceful life they dreamed of.
Now that the war is over, it's much safer making our lives better. We don't have to worry about the constant conflicts. This is what we want from our government.
The Great South Asian Tsunami inadvertently brought peace to this war-torn Indonesian province in 2005, ending years of war. The newfound peace allows the tsunami survivors to rebuild their lives with hope, as love from around the world continues to pour into Aceh.